I will end the corrupt practices on Wall Street and the backroom deals in Washington, D.C. I will hold accountable those responsible for the oversight and protection of consumers, taxpayers, and homeowners, and I will hold them accountable, my friends. And if that means that some people leave their cushy job, they should leave and leave now. A vote for Barack Obama will leave this country at risk during one of the most severe challenges to America's economy since the Great Depression. You see, when it comes to growing the economy and protecting you from the corruption of Wall Street and Washington, Senator Obama just doesn't get it. Americans have had enough of business as usual. Americans have had enough of the cozy relationships between politicians and power brokers. The days of me first, country second will end on November the 4th with a vote for me and Governor Sarah Palin. You see, we've made the tough choices that make us unpopular in our own party. I wasn't elected Miss Congeniality again this year in the United States Senate. Governor Palin took on an incumbent governor of her own party because she thought they needed to clean up Alaska. And she won, and she did. So that's how we see this election. Country first or Obama first. And I have a feeling we've pushed for the reforms that ruffle the feathers and angered the entrenched interest. We will never forget who we work for. We work for you. We work for you. So when it comes to cutting taxes for seniors, for working families, for small businesses, my opponent didn't put the hard-working people of this country first. When it came time to support our troops fighting to protect our freedoms and way of life, my opponent said that he'd never deprive them of the funds they needed to fight, and then he voted to do just that. He voted against funding the equipment our troops rely on as they fight to protect us. That's not putting the men and women of our military first, my friends. When it comes time to reach across the aisle and work with members of both parties to get things done for the American people, my opponent can't name a single occasion in which he fought against his party's leadership to get something done for the country. That's not putting the country first. And now we're faced with an economic crisis. The country is looking for leadership. The country is hungry for change. They want a leader who will stand up to the special interest in Washington and on Wall Street. They deserve a president who knows when to put politics aside and act in the best interests of the nation. The choice is clear. You have my word. I will always put my country first. My friends, you know this is a tough campaign, and it's probably going to get a lot tougher in the next 46 days. And I regret, and sometimes I'm offended by some of the negative aspects of this campaign. And it's tough and it's hard. And sometimes you think, well, you know, this is really tough. But every once in a while, you have an experience that puts everything into the right perspective. 2 days in a row now, I've had an unusual experience. Yesterday, Governor Palin and I landed at the Green Bay airport. There was a group of people out there to meet us. There was a woman there named Cheryl Lee Patrick. We met her. She handed me an envelope, and the envelope said, Staff Sergeant Patrick Lee Liebert killed in action in Afghanistan. And on the envelope she wrote, please support our troops in Afghanistan and Iraq. And inside the envelope is something that most of you have already seen. Dog tags and a little picture of her son Patrick Lee Liebert. I was deeply moved. Today, Sarah and I landed at the airport here. I met there a brave young American, a member of the Minnesota National Guard. His name is Sergeant John Kreisel. He was badly injured in Fallujah, Iraq, December 2006. He lost both his legs. And he was there and he said to me, Senator McCain, I want you to have this coin. I want you to have this coin because I want you and all Americans to remember my three buddies who are not as fortunate as me. Sergeant Brian McDonough, Sergeant Corey Rystad, Staff Sergeant James Wasika, who did not come home to the country they love so well. So, that puts everything in perspective, my friends. So I want you to give long and sustained applause to the men and women who are serving, those who have sacrificed and served on behalf of our freedom in the most incredible and outstanding and courageous fashion. And God bless them, and God bless the United States of America.